Morning, everyone. It is 9:30 a.m. on Saturday. Looking out to see what the weather's like because I forgot to check to see what the weather's going to be today. I know my wife's got a big honey-do list for me. 70 degrees. Feels like 73. Supposed to be sunny all day. So anyway, we're in good shape here. I don't really have anything planned for us today. So I am going to run through, hopefully that doesn't change my sound. Nope. I'm going to run through just some ads I've seen online. I'm going to do my best to keep my opinion out of it. But we're just going to run numbers. And we will see what we can do. I will make my ingratiating statement that I am not perfect and don't, whatever. So these are my experiences, so I just go by what my experiences have been in the Indianapolis market. We've currently managed over 300 properties and have been doing so for over 10 years. So, and mostly our properties are low income. Anyway, so let's, I guess, go ahead and get into it. Good morning, Frank. How you doing, buddy? The New York City guy is here, Brooklyn. Represent, up. Anyways, all right, so let's get into it. All right, so I'm going to do a couple of deals. I was going to try and, I guess I can't really hide the the people's names and numbers. So they're just getting extra advertising, I guess. So anyway, so I'm going to do a single fam and I'm going to do a multifam. We're going to run some numbers. I'm going to try and be a little bit faster than I am normally on this stuff. I'm going to add this sheet over here, my cash flow sheet. All right, so I got a single family, I got a multifam. Let's go ahead and we'll just go with this single family here. I guess, so this one here, he's saying that the ARV on this one is 2026 North Dearborn Street. He's saying that the ARV on this is 56,000 to 65,000. Repairs needed about 15 grand. He gives us a picture of it. He's got a bunch more pictures. Let's do some real quick looking in here. I'm going to try not to take forever and a day. Should we go back? 2026 North Dearborn. Asking price. Wait a minute. So did we just change prices here? No, I don't see his asking price in here. I'm sorry, Casey. I'm not really. Oh, asking price, 23 grand. Okay. So he's right there, 23 grand. Let's see here. Under contract with nice ROI. The foundation of the property is good. Overall, would need some cosmetic work on the inside. There's a great opportunity for a quick weekend flip. I don't think usually these aren't. Okay, so low-income houses are not generally good flips unless you're selling to another investor, and then investors are going to want investor prices. The reason that I say that is typically the buyer pool in these areas are not significantly very good. So to find a ready, willing, and able buyer, someone who can go to the bank and get a loan, which brings up another point. But in these areas, to find someone who can go to a bank and get a loan on a home, there's just not a lot of people that are doing that. Usually, if they can usually qualify for higher. So a couple of other points here. Most banks do not want to lend less than $50,000. Most traditional banks don't want to lend less than $50,000. So that means that your price needs to be higher than that. So I guess if you were a owner occupant person who's going to buy it and live in it, then you're probably going to need 3 to 5% down. So I guess you could probably get away with like $55,000 purchase price. So it's just going to be harder, and it's going to take a lot longer to find a good, ready, willing, and able buyer. Typically in these kind of areas, you're looking at 3 to 6 months on the market to find a ready, willing, and able buyer to buy it. Now, you could do seller financing on the deal, and that, you would raise your potential pool of people quite a bit. So, that's something to consider as well. So anyway, all right. So I don't think it's a good flip opportunity. I think it's going to be a buy and hold, whether you sell it on owner financing or whether you rent it out. Let's see, this is a great opportunity for a quick weekend flip. We already said no. Can also turn into a great rental property. Yes, owner is ready to sell the house. Has been using the place for storage. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So we got some fence work. We got some yard cleanup. So there's probably $500 to $1,000 in yard cleanup. Looks like the owner was already trying to do rent to own. Is this the same person that is? It is not the same person who is advertising it. I was looking at the phone number. So these windows are older. Look like they're single pane. Now maybe they're double pane. I can't really tell. But they do look like they're older windows. And the trimmer on these windows is not painted. So you're going to have to caulk and paint all that sort of stuff. Looks like the siding itself is a plywood. So there's no siding on this property, at least on the front. There's some up here, but this is all just plywood and wood. So you got some siding concerns. Yes, again, more siding concerns. Now this is a newer window, but somebody's throwing some brick bats through it. So, you're probably looking at $100 to $150 to fix this window. You got soffit issues. You still got siding issues here. You're going to have to fix all that sort of stuff. I can't tell what the roof is 3-tab. Yeah, is that the same window? Yeah, it is the same window. Got some gutter issues, fence issues, siding issues, soffit issues. These back windows are all older, so that's not good. So we're gonna have to replace some of those. I'm not sure. There's going to be trash to haul off, obviously. I don't know why we're seeing these pictures. Hey, I got a picture of the trash in the... you got ivy growing up. You obviously have some minor foundational stuff here. You're going to have to fix this stuff up. Because if the city sees it, then they're going to want you to fix it. Oh, that's nice. So I'm hoping this is... I don't know what this is. Is this a garage? Doesn't look like it. Interior, new flooring. I don't know why we got that. There's a lockbox there. Got the COVID going on, so you got no flooring. You got new paint probably on all the walls. I don't know what's going on here. Electrical. New flooring. The kitchen doesn't look finished right. I can't really tell. I can't tell. We got some electrical issues, obviously, because this outlet is out of the wall. Another window issue. Oh, that's a nice kitchen sink. You guys caught my grimace, right? Do I need to zoom in? Because I'm thinking there's some supply line issues here. No. But it looks like there is what we call, that's either CPVC or painted copper. I have no clue what that is. What is that? I don't know. So, is that a supply line there? I don't know. There's some plumbing issues. Electrical issues, obviously. I don't see a dishwasher, so I don't know what this other line is. Maybe that's electrical, but I didn't see a... did you guys see a... Nope, I don't see a garbage disposal. So I don't know what that is. So it looks like they've run electrical on the wall like this, and they put some sort of paneling. So this looks like it's, that's a nice back door, right? Yeah. So we got issues here. Which way am I looking at this? I think I'm looking at it like this. So that's the floor, and that's the door. I can't tell. So clearly this is a, oh, nice electrical panel. So that just does not look right to me at all. Do we get a better shot of it? No, of course not. Why would you want to give a better shot of it? So this is going down to the basement, so that's the electrical panel. It looks like there's some breakers missing. Looks like it was cobbled together. Maybe it's a sub panel. I don't know. Okay, so interesting note. So the covers for these breaker panels, you can't buy just the covers. So if one gets lost, and when you're dealing with a lot of rehabs and houses that are, you know, in this kind of, you know, state, you're gonna lose these covers. And so you either end up fabricating your own cover, or you end up putting in a new box. So nice stairs. Yeah, those look a little crooked. They've been around the block a few times. I mean, look at the wear and tear on that stair. Nice basement, obviously wet, and dirt floor. Obviously wet. You can see the moisture down here. You can look at, there's the ductwork's been run. Here's the gas furnace. It's an 80% unit because it's only got one vent pipe coming out of it. A lot of moisture, a lot of dirt on the floors. Moisture. Yeah, I mean, you can see this thing is wet a lot because this thing is pretty heavy duty, molded up. There, I didn't see a water heater, so there's probably an old water heater that's not been removed, so it's sitting in the water and getting nasty. Oh, look, there's some speakers. I mean, you know, I gotta give them compliments. They're giving pictures like crazy. I have no clue what this is. Is this conduit? I don't know. Plumbing? Are we gonna have to redo the plumbing? Electrical, obviously we've got issues with the electrical. Electrical, we've got issues. We saw that one already. I have no clue. Come on, guys. When you post in your ads, can you go through your pictures and at least see if they're presentable? There's a hookup for gas, and of course it's like, this is a register vent. These are kind of expensive, but it doesn't look like that's a register hole, so it's just a register vent sitting in there. So this is maybe where the gas furnace goes. I don't know. What are we looking at? Mouse holes? Yes, that's probably a mouse hole. Again, paint and drywall. Ooh. I love it. I'm gonna have a peeling paint. No, that's peeling paint. You gotta flick that off, get it back to where it's semi-surface. Semi-fixable, you know, where it's semi-solid, and then you can paint over it and or, you know, patch it. Oh yeah, the bathroom's gonna need to be redone. That's a nice vanity mirror. And the shower wall is obviously shot here. Lights need to be replaced. Man, that's just, I mean, the door is filthy. Oh, we got video. So the front patio area is where that heater's at. Need some house numbers. Got some door framing to do. Hey man, kudos for doing a video. Heavy breathing, free of charge. So that door goes into a bedroom and the door opens out into the living room. Poor planning? I don't know. Probably. Again, there's some electrical issues. This is a closet. New flooring throughout. Does he tell us how long or how the... yeah, maybe some subfloor issues in here. Yeah, the shower's going to have to be... that whole bathroom really needs to be redone. Yeah, needs to add a vent fan. Fart fan. Look at that closet. I love it. The door won't open up all the way because it'll bang into the toilet. You gotta love that stuff. So anyways, all right, what else we got? Is that the only video we had? We went through all these pictures. No, there's more. Let's do this one. Come on. Watch that one. Let's watch this one. This is the back door. Nope, front door again. Gutters are going to need work. We already knew that. Those windows, that's off that front patio, so maybe we don't need to necessarily fix those. We do need a bunch of cleanup out here. There's probably $1,500 in that. There's several windows that need to be replaced, so there's probably... How many we got on this side? We got 2, 3 windows on this side. Yeah, 3 windows on here, and there's probably 3 on the other side, so 6. There's probably 2 on the back, and then the 1 on the front. So what we're looking at, probably 8 or 9 windows. And, you know, there's a bunch of different schools of thought. You could just leave the existing windows in. I think the problem that you're going to run into with that is there's actually only 1 on the back. If you leave these existing windows in place, the problem is that it's going to increase the fuel bills for your residents, your tenants. So, you know, if they've got extremely high, you know, gas bills in the wintertime, then they're going to have a hard time making rent payments and putting food on the table and so on and so forth. So the back door needs to be replaced as well. So, you know, I think that the smart thing to do is to go in and replace the windows. And the windows are probably about $300 a piece. So let's say we got 3 on one side, 3 on the other. There's 6. You got 7 on the back here. And you might not even necessarily have to go crazy with this one on the back because it looks like it was a fixed window. And it may have been a bathroom window. If it's a bathroom window and it's over top of the tub, close it off, dude. Let's put in the one-piece tub and or, you know, the 2 to 3-piece, you know, full enclosure, and then we can block off that window. Because you don't want windows in a tub space anyways because moisture issues and, you know, et cetera, put in a fart fan, stuff like that. Looks like there might have been some subfloor issues here. So, all right, so let's see here. Do we got another one? How long is this one? 1:21. So we're going into the living room, or we're in the living room. This is the quote-unquote dining room, maybe. bunch of people talking. I mean, there's electrical issues here. I don't know the status on the roof. It looks like it's an older 3-tab. We didn't get to see pictures of that. The kitchen is... Okay, so here I just noticed this. Let me go back a little bit more. Okay, so here's the fridge, and here's the gas hookup, and then there is a vent here, but I think we saw that earlier that that's not hooked up. So this refrigerator is going to have to move to a different wall so we can get a stove in here, because I don't see a space for a stove. Does anybody see a space for a stove otherwise? And I guess you could do it underneath the window. Let's see. Show me the room. 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 That's the staircase going down to the basement, I assume. Maybe. I don't know. There's an exterior door there. That's pretty rough. That's going to have to be fixed. Probably be trued up. Let's see if we can go back in here and see this kitchen again. Okay, so here. All right. So I guess I would say I would put the fridge over here on this wall. Hopefully you got an electrical outlet, but you're going to be doing some electrical evidently. So, you know, you could just wire up a true outlet for it. All right. So what does he think? Repairs 15 grand. So let's see here. We've got the yard. That's probably going to cost us, probably by the time it's all said and done with, $1,500 to $2 grand. We got, are we fixing fence or are we removing fence? I don't know. We'd have to see what the neighbors look like, but let's say we're going to put $500 into that. So we got $2 grand, let's say, on yard. We've got, just go back through these pictures real quick. $2 grand on yard. You've got some siding issues here. So there's probably $1,000 in siding, so $3,000. You got windows, which are, what did we say, 8 windows probably. Yeah, probably 8 windows. 8 windows. We're not even going to mess with these ones on the front here. You know, we'll fix whatever we need to fix. So 8, let's say 9, because we're going to have some repairs here. 9 windows at $300, so it's $2,700, so another $3 grand. What were we at already? We were at $2 grand plus $1 grand for siding. That's 3, so we're at $6 grand now. You're gonna have some haul off of trash and stuff like that. So let's say you got like $500 in that. So where are we at now? I'm trying to think here. $6,500. You got some doors you're gonna have to replace, so let's add another $500 for that. Exterior and probably some interior, so we're at $7 grand. You got some gutter issues, that's probably gonna run you $1 grand. 500 to 1,000. So we're at, let's say 8,000. Let's see here, what else we got? We got interior paint. It's a 2-bedroom house. So there's probably $1,000 in interior, you know, fixing drywall and stuff like that. So we're at 9. There's probably the flooring in this house. Let's say it's probably 800 square feet. So there's 2,500 there. So we're at like 10.5. There's electrical issues. So we're probably looking at hey, Allie, how you doing? We're probably looking at another 1,500. So we're at like 12. There's some minor foundation stuff, 12.5. There's some kitchen additions here. So we're at like 13.5. Probably need to do some more to that bathroom. So you're probably at another 1,500 there. So you're probably 15 grand there. Let me look here. I didn't see any plumbing in the basement. I saw the one water heater on the one wall, but I see a bunch of other crud that's hanging all over. So let's say we got another couple grand there. So there's probably 17. I mean, there's 20 to 25 grand into this place. Let me look here. You know, the bathroom, we already figured that in. There's some door issues. All right. So let me pull up. I already pulled up properties that are close to this one. So I think initially he said that he thinks the ARV is 56 to 65 fixed up. And yeah, I mean, I could see that. So here's some 53.5 sold and $67,000 sold. So I can see that 55 to 65,000. But again, I don't think this is a good candidate for a quote unquote flip. I think we're going to be fixing this up. We're going to rent it out, or we're going to rent to own it, or sell or finance this property, right? So as far as rents go, so here's a bunch of 3 bedrooms in that area within a quarter-mile radius, and they're going for 650 to 715. So we're not even seeing our traditional 750 a month in rents for this, for the 3 bedrooms. So I think if we fix it up nice, we're probably in the 650 range. But like here, this one's 1910 North Oxford. That was 525. Is that a duplex? That might be a duplex. Let's look. Oh, URL is old. Hold on. This is probably a duplex. Yeah, this is a duplex. So let's go back. So that would explain why these are 525. These are duplexes, so they're less expensive because you got neighbors. This is a 2 bedroom. I bet you this is a duplex too. 550. Yep, duplex. So that's not too bad. That one surprises me. A 1 bedroom, 1 bath that rents for $615 a month, but that probably includes utilities. So I mean, it's a 2 bedroom. Typically, my answer is a 2 bedroom rents for $650. If it's got a garage or some other nice thing, then it can go for $700. If it's like ecstatic, you can probably get like $750. I mean, these are for lower income areas, stuff like that. So, all right, so let's run some numbers on this bad boy. So let's say we're going to get $650 a month, right? We're going to do all this work. We're going to have an 8% vacancy rate. We're going to have a 10% average repair cost, because this house obviously has been butchered for a while. So we're going to have some issues. We're going to have property management fees. Even if you're going to self-manage, you want to figure in property management fees, because when you go to sell it, the guy who's going to buy from you is going to probably have a property manager. So this property, does he say how much the taxes are? He doesn't say how much the taxes are. So let me pull up the realist on it real quick. I'm on Slowpoke. Actually, I'm going to pull it over here because usually it gives people's private information, but I guess it's all tax record stuff, so it doesn't really matter. That is a P.O. box anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So the taxes on this are pretty cheap, $366 a year, so that's pretty good. Let me run that in here. Taxes, $366 a year. He wants us to pay $23,000, right? Yeah, Casey wants 23 grand. So 23,000. We said we're probably going to put 20 into it, and then we're 20% markup, so it's probably 24,000. Probably pay $1,000 in closing costs. Property insurance is probably $550. This is probably, I don't know if you're going to be able to get, did we see? Yeah, we said up to 65,000 you could, if you wanted to burr it. I don't know if we'll run those numbers now. All right, we'll run the numbers on it. Actually, that's not yet. So if you pay cash, bought it for 23, you put 24 into it, you put 1,000 in settlement costs. Your cash flow is $378.67 a month, and then your cap rate on this is a 9.47%. So that's not horrible, not bad. Now let's say you're a crazy man and you want to burr it. buy it, rehab it, rent it out, refinance, and repeat. This whole philosophy. Let's see, we're at 48,000 plus. Let's say we want to get it to, we got to get it up to 65. Let's say it appraises at 65. So what do I need to add here? I need to add 17,000 to this number. So we're at an even 40, right? Is that right? 65,000. And then we're going to change this. So it appraises at 65,000 and down the line. Let's say it does. We're going to do 70% length of mortgage. We're going to say it's a 20-year note, and we're going to say it's like 4.5 because rates are low. It is going to become a cash on cash return is not good, 5.59%. So it's even less than if you bought it for cash. And your cash flow is $90.81 a month. So $1,100 a year for, the random surprise that might show up. So that's not a lot of money that you're going to have in reserve other than the average maintenance cost. I mean, the average maintenance costs on this house are, what did we say? Where is it? Average maintenance cost, $780 plus this $1,100, that's your quote unquote profit. Wherever it was, $1,100 here. So, you're looking at $1,900 for a surprise. And I didn't factor in a new roof for this house. I don't know what the status of the roof is, but I didn't factor in a new roof. If we got to put money into a roof, it's going to be more expensive. If we've got other issues. If I've got to put a water heater in, we're probably talking $700-ish. If we got to do some plumbing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this stuff will add up. So is it a good deal? I don't know. It depends on what you're wanting to do. I don't think it's a good deal for a burr, because I think that your numbers are going to be, your cash on cash return is not good enough, and your monthly cash flow is not good enough. So I think that you're better off with leaving it as a cash sale. And then, you're back up to this 9.57%. If you could find a bank that would refinance it for what you've got into it. So if you're into it for 48, they would, let's say at 70%, they would finance 33.6. Then your cash on cash return is like almost a 14% return. So that's pretty doggone good. But the number of banks that'll loan below $50,000 is very limited. There's not a lot of them. Sorry, Mom, I'm not answering. I'm on the phone. I'm on the video. So anyways, all right. So that one is, it is what it is. So, okay. So, is it a horrible deal? I don't think so. It's a 9%, 9.5% cap rate. If you could find a bank that'll refinance, you could probably get it as low as, or you could get a cash on cash return of 13.84. But I think they'll charge more for their interest rate. What does that do to us? That's still a 12.29. So it's still pretty decent if you can find a bank that'll refinance the lower amount, right? The key is there you want to keep your debt service lower. Anyways, so all right, so that's not a horrible deal. It is what it is. All right, so let's go to this next one here. So this next one, that's the one we were just looking at. And this is the same one we were just looking at. All right, so this one here is, I'm getting friend messages and stuff like this. All right, so this is a duplex. It's not that I'm anti-duplexes or multifams. It's that in Indianapolis, most of these properties are in lower income areas. They are harder to rent. Takes longer to find good tenants. And the tenants stay an average of 1 to 2 years. And the price difference between a single-family house in Indy in these same areas and the multifamily house for rent is not that big of a difference, maybe $100 a month. So, and when you're talking that your rents are $500 a month versus $650-ish, let's say $550 versus $650-ish, the tenants are going to want to go to a single-family house and stay longer or whatnot. And this has also got the bad side of being a one-bedroom, one-bath. You know, I know everybody likes to plead the case that multifams are the bomb and they're so awesome, and on paper they can look really, really good. But when you start factoring in that they're older, you have more turns, it takes longer to find a good tenant, you know, and you know, that sort of stuff, then I don't think they turn out to be the great deals that everybody thinks they are. So this guy is selling this super cheap duplex for 25K. We're going to run with his numbers because he says the condition of the property is vacant. Foundation is solid and straight. Floors are level. Unit number 1 is in okay condition, needing cosmetics only. So I'm going to assume paint and flooring, which are still pretty expensive. Unit 2 has a hole in the roof. We're not talking like a leak. We're talking a hole, right? So it has a hole in the roof. So unit 2 has skylight currently. LOL, get it? You know, because it's a hole in the roof. So it's a skylight, open air skylight. So this section will require new decking for flooring, maybe a few ceiling joists and rafters. We got to obviously replace the roof on this unit. Unit 2 looks rough, but just needs cleaned out, and a little framing where hole is, basically a few rafters and a few ceiling joists. That's, I mean, you're going to sister up stuff, and you're going to do this, do that. You know, so it's going to be expensive. Porch is in good condition, but needs columns rebuilt to look right. Porch concrete has crack in it, but can be repaired. So we've got some minor foundation issues if we're having these things. Pictures, probably, you know, what a lot of people don't realize is if your gutters are not properly run, properly connected, and properly not run away from the house, then you're going to have some, you know, some drainage issues. You're going to have some issues with the foundation. A lot of times it is not major. It's just you need to start running the water away from the house. You don't want to fix a foundation issues. Most cases you want to, what do they call it? I'm looking for the term. You basically want to, I forget the term. Basically you want to stop it from getting any worse. You know, so sometimes people will tell you that they want to put piers underneath it. You know, they go down to the bedrock and then they basically, you know, stop the house from moving. Because if you go in and you jack a house back up to where it should be when it was originally built, you're going to cause a lot of other issues in the house. You're going to have cracked walls and cracks, break stuff, and blah, 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 blah. It's just not pretty. So a lot of times I forget the term. But anyways, they basically, they put in so that the stuff stops. It doesn't move anymore. And stabilize. That's what I'm looking for, stabilize. So they stabilize it so it's not going anywhere. It's already bad, but, you know, we're going to deal with it. So you stabilize the property. Pictures, video, price cheap for someone to put in rehab. Probably 20 to 30K in rehab. Have this duplex all in for 45 to 55. Does that jive up? Super cheap, 25 plus 30, 55. Okay. Rent for one bedrooms around here go for $600 each. So he's saying $1,200. This seems high to me. And let's look at this numbers here. I'm trying to, I already showed his name. So, I mean, it looks pretty rough. They did some, looks like they did some flooring on the other side. This must be the cosmetic side. The kitchen's going to need some work. This furnace is going to need some work. Probably needs to be replaced. It's an 80%er. Hokey smokes. Man, I wish I had hair. Not like that hair, but, you know, I wish I had hair. All right, so I'm really not even going to go through this video on this one because we're running kind of close on time. And so anyway, so we're going to run with his numbers, okay? You following me? All right, so let's pull up this. So this is, I pulled up again, I pulled up a CMA active, pending, and solds over the past 1 year, and leases over the past 2 years. Here's a 1-1. They rented it for $550. Looks pretty nice, pretty decent. Got a new roof, got newer windows. Very clean, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, in an up and coming area. New flooring to be laid in kitchen and carpets. Cleaning on Monday. Tenant must provide pay stubs. $35 per application fee per adult. No etiquette. So, I'm trying to read here. What is the? I don't know if water included. Tenant pays gas and electric. That's what I was looking for. So all right, so he's including the water in this rent. Okay, so $550. So that's probably doable. Because typically I am like $450, $500 a month for a 1-bedroom unit, and then we would add in like $50 or $60 for water and sewer if we have to provide it. And again, I've said this over and over again. You in Indy, you want to make sure that you're not paying for heat, because in the wintertime, the tenants will crank the heat up and then open a window to cool down if you're paying for heat. If they're paying for heat, they don't do that crap. They're paying water and sewer, so that would jack the price up by $50 to $60 a month. So this one here, I mean, nice area. Well, I don't know about nice area, but looks like it's pretty decent. It's been well kept, this property, so they're asking for $500 plus the $50 for the whatchamacallit. So that's a little bit lower than our $600. Let's see what else is out here. Copy of agent single line. So this is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. It is currently listed for rent at $625 a month, and they are charging an extra $75 for water and sewer. And then the other accoutrements. This one looks a little rougher, but not too bad. Inside it's pretty nice. Countertops leave a little to be desired. Not bad though. I mean, it's pretty decent. And I would bet on the duplex that we're looking at. I mean, this is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice little unit. Not too bad. I guess I'm watching the same pictures over and over again. All right, so let's go back and look at the other ones. 1-1, that was at $550. So clearly there's some areas around this house that are decent. Let's see where we're at. Subject property. Let's zoom in. So a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house next door to ours sold for $51,000. Is that right? Let's look at that one. Sold for $51,000. Ooh, can we see our property next door? I'm trying to think if we're over here or we're over here. Yeah, that roof is rough. That's probably us. Please submit as is addendum with offer. Wow, somebody bought this one for $51,000. Overpaid. They pay cash? They did. They paid cash. So some investor paid cash. Hey, Sterling. I see you were the buyer on this. Or not, you weren't, but you were representing the buyer on this. So they're obviously factoring in that. Let's go back to map view. So this one here went for $98,000. So I mean, you might be able to get higher rents. There's our 1-bedroom, 1-bath at $625 listed for rent. $92,000. So the prices are coming up in this area. All right, so we'll run with not Casey stuff. Let me get rid of Casey so I don't get confused. Richard will deal with his numbers here. So all right, so let's run numbers on this. I was going to keep that. We're going cash flow again. Let's go home. New form. All right, so let's run numbers here. He's saying that we can get $600 aside, so $1,200 monthly. doing here? Oh, I was looking up taxes. What's the address on this property? 1737 Thaddeus. All right, so our taxes on this bad boy are $487 a year. All right, so that gives us what we need there. So we can put that in there, $487. All right, so let's put in our normal number. So it's $1,200 because we got 2 units, $600 a piece. Vacancy credit loss, we're going to put in this 12% because it takes longer to find tenants. We're going to put this average or maintenance cost at 10. I mean, we're going to do a lot of work to it, but still, if this property's been vacant for a while, then you're going to have issues over the first year or first 2 or 3 years until you can get it solidly locked down. Let's do 3% here, and then 10% for property management. Okay, so property insurance is probably going to be about $550. So he doesn't say whether or not we're going to pay water or sewer. So let's just run with it that we're not paying water and sewer, because I mean, I still think this number is a little high. But you know, if we have to bump it up an extra $50 a month because we're paying for water and sewer, then you know, maybe we can do that. I'm not sure. Anyways, all right, so let's look at this. What's he want for it? He wants 25 for it, right? Anybody else got that weird issue where that thing just randomly locks on the screen? He wants 25 grand for it. 25. Yeah, probably 30,000. I tell you what, if I did the work, it would be 36. So should we run it at 30? We'll run it both ways. Settlement costs, probably going to pay $1,000 in purchase costs. Do we even need to know the assessed land value? Assessed land value, $2,800. I didn't do it on the other sheet. It just shows the extra tax benefits when you depreciate. So all right, so 25 grand. You got 30,000. So you're basically basis into is probably about 56. So if we're getting 1,200 a month, then it's about a 14% cap rate. 14.86, almost a 15% cap rate. Not horrible. Now let me tweak the. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do this. I forgot to add in the extra fees because you're going to have a turn probably every 1 to 2 years in these units. 1 bedroom, 1 bath. People are usually they're single. Hopefully they're. I mean, you know, your best clients are usually older folks or people who are, you know, not planning on getting married anytime soon, don't plan to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, stuff like that. You know, a single person is what you're looking for. You know, and most younger folks are going to move and change. So, you know, it's not going to be, they're going to move out every 1 to 2 years. Now, you know, once you find a good tenant who's going to stay there, but you got to find 2, keep that in mind. You got to find 2 tenants that can get along with each other side by side. It's just going to take a while. So I always try and factor in every time you have a turn, a good turn, one tenant leaves freely of their own, whatever, volitions, they move out and you got to put a new one in. You're going to have about $1,000 to $2,000 in turnover fees. So I'm figuring $1,000 aside per year. So $2,000 a year that we're going to throw away on tenant turns. It just happens. It's just the nature of the beast with these things. And people don't plan for it, so you need to plan for it. All right, I've harped enough about it. All right, so $2,000. Now we're down to about 11% cap rate on it, 11.29 cap rate. So if I want that 15% cap rate, I need to be all in for about $41,000, $42,000. Okay, that's what I need to buy it and rehab it. Be all into it for 41 if I want to get 15%.
And the headaches that come with multifams, I think you want to have that higher interest rate. Because they're just so many turns, and you're just dealing with a bunch of different stuff and drama, and it's just not worth it. Now, once you find those two good tenants that get along fabulously, it'll be, what I want to say, pixie dust and unicorn farts forever, until one of them, whatever, dies or leaves. So anyways, but so it happens, but anyways, it's a difficult beast. I don't mind multifams. I've said this before. I really don't, because I'll look at them, I'll buy them. But the numbers got to be right. I got to plan for worst case scenarios. And I don't think that 1,200 is right. I think you're going to be about 1,100. Right? And then we're down to a 10% cap rate. And then we're down to 36,000 I need to be all into it for. So, you just got to be real careful with this stuff. And I don't know if 30K, 15, it's probably 15 for that. Yeah, you'll probably get away with 30,000 pretty easily fixing this one up. Off the top of my head, yeah, that sounds about right. So, where do you need to be with that one? Is it a good deal? It's in the eye of the beholder. Can you get a loan on it? Burr it out? Again, so if we tried to do a 75% loan on it, puts our basis at 42,000. So you really need to get this thing appraised for, let's add another 10 here, let's just add another 10 there. So 35,000, 66, that's 49.5. So that's still not even enough. 36,000. That gets us over our 50 grand limit. 75%. I think most banks want 70%. They only want to loan 30%, or they only want to loan 70% of the loan, but we'll just leave it in there. Let's say it's 20 years at, I don't even know, 5%. We'll take a happy medium because, it's a multifam, so I'm not sure what the interest rates are like on that thing. So our monthly payment is $331. So that brings our cash flow down to about $130 a month, right? Well, let's just say we get a really stupid bank, right? And they go 30 years on us. It brings our cash flow to about $192.17 a month, which is doable. You got an extra $2,300 if you got some crazy expense. But I think you're also, we're already budgeting $1,320 here, plus this other $2,300. So you're talking like $3,600 a year. I think at the level of rehab you're doing on this, I would still factor this at 10% annual repairs, but I think you're going to be all right. It's just going to depend on the banks and whatnot. But anyways, what does that bring our cap rate to? 13.77. So it's not that incredible but you'll have, how much did we say into it? You will have $17,000 into it instead of $55,000. Well, actually, it is a better rate, 13.77, because we're running the lower numbers, $1,100 a month, and everything else. So that is a better rate, 13.77, if you get it appraised for $67,000 a minimum. So if we put it back down to here, it's 9.9, almost a 10% cap rate. So not bad. I don't know if I necessarily, me personally, I would not be that interested in a 10% cap rate on a multifam. I would want to be all in for, I would probably want to be on a 1-1. 1-1s are harder to rent. I would probably want to be all in for 35, at the most. And then probably what will happen with me is I would probably end up selling it off to some other investor for more money. Because there's just a lot of headaches to go with these. And so anyway, so I know people think I'm poo-pooing all over them, and I guess I am. But I've had a lot of experience with multifams. In fact, for a long time, I had quite a few of them. And so, I've just seen unfortunately, I had to admit to myself that they weren't the cash flow kings that I thought they were. So that gives you kind of an idea. So I don't think Richard's numbers are necessarily that far off. It's kind of an outlier. It is going to be harder to rent 1-1s. They usually are. I think you need to do a little more over the top to get some of the, the newer renters and stuff like that. Again, even if you get, to get the higher rent, you're going to have to be a little bit more, you're going to have to do it up a little bit more. And I think, I'm not talking granite countertops or anything crazy like that, but I think you're going to have to do it up a little bit nicer, make it look a little bit nicer. And then, you can get the higher rents. But again, I still think you're going to have those turns every year to 2 years. People are just, whatever. They're going to get a boyfriend, girlfriend, get a wife or a husband, and they're going to move. And so you're going to have turns every 1 to 2 years. And like it or not, turns are expensive. I can count on one hand how many times I've given back a full security deposit, and I've lost 3 of those fingers in a chainsaw accident. Not really, but it's not that I'm brutal or something like that. It's just, rentals are treated like rentals. People, tear them up. And, there's a good reason why, what is it, Days of Thunder, rubbing is racing. People treat rentals like they're a rental. They're not their own property. Most people. There's quite a few people out there that do treat them well. But, anyways. So, all right. So we looked at 2 today. We looked at numbers on both of them. I don't think either one was a horrible deal. Neither one of them is something that I'm considering. Again, I would buy this duplex, but I would only offer him $5,000. Yeah, he's not going to take that. The other one, I think I would want it for less too. But that's me personally. I'm not in a position where I'm, looking for. I'm only looking for steals, not for deals, right? So, anyways, so 2 properties that we looked at today. Click the like, click the subscribe, click the bell icon, whatever. Please click the like. I don't know why I care if the likes are done. Probably because some point in time YouTube will monetize me, but I doubt it. We'll see. All right, kids. If you have any questions, put them down below. I'll be happy to answer them. I try and answer everybody's questions if they ask them. So, all right. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend. Thank you.